11 days into the month of October, the year 2020, I would begin by saying happy International Day of the Girl, a day when we celebrate the girl child and have an opportunity to look at some of the issues she's facing and, of course, discussing the way forward in terms of coming up with solutions to those particular challenges. Amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, one of the issues that has been affecting quite a number of young girls is the issue of teenage pregnancies, of course, coming at a time when tomorrow schools are set to reopen for learners in grade 4, class 8 and form 4. And Kupet now says something needs to be done because a majority of schools in the country have not yet met the threshold when it comes to adherence to the COVID-19 safety protocols. We got details about those stories and much more in our comprehensive news bulletins, including what was happening on the last day of the 3 days of national prayer right here in our country. A very good afternoon and welcome on board as we seek to inform you on what has been making news in Kenya and beyond borders. My name is Serfine Achieng Ouma and our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. Now we begin straight away with the story about the International Day of the Girl. Girls from Laikipia North sub-county in Laikipia County have a reason to smile after a local well-wisher provided them with washable sanitary towels as a way of offering a lasting solution to the menstrual hygiene menace among pastoralist communities. Have a look. As the world marks the International Day of the Girl, menstrual hygiene remains a big challenge for most girls from underprivileged families. A majority of girls from Laikipia North, for instance, miss school during their periods, while others have been forced to use unhygienic materials as sanitary towels.
Kuna mwenye ana hiyo confident ya kwenda kwa mzazi kumwambia na anatumia kitu chafu kama blanketi, godoro na vitu vingine vyenye havieleweki.
Kuna wenye wametoka kwa hizo poor backgrounds. Mtu anakosa, yani unakuta mtu amekosa hiyo pesa ya kununua pads. Unakuta mtu hata ameenda hapa anatumia mattresses, anatumia hiyo blankets which are not that perfect.
Most girls from these communities shy away from requesting their parents to provide such menstrual essentials and as such have become easy target for sex predators. The narrative is, however, changing for girls from Laikipia North with the introduction of washable sanitary towels in an initiative that seeks to promote menstrual hygiene among the pastoralist communities.
Msichana anaweza kosa kumwambia pero wake amnunulie pads, lakini anaweza mwambia chali wake kako naye.
The washable towels, being locally produced by a group of women at Chumvi village, are durable and can last for up to 3 years.
Tumeona faida kubwa sana. Kuna msichana alikuwa anatumia 50-50 kila month kununua pad, lakini kutoka hizo pads zitoke saizi imekuwa afadhali juu anaweza kaa for 3 years bila kwenda kwa duka kununua pad.
Josephine Dirias from Mukogondo Girls Empowerment Program has been working with local partners to provide sanitary kits to the girls.
We are saying no more lost life, no more lost days, no more sex for pads, no more stigma.
The initiative is fast gaining traction within the community through a massive sensitization program. This year's International Day of the Girl is being marked under the theme, My Voice, Our Equal Future, to allow girls have a voice in the solutions they want for their challenges. Indeed, we continue to celebrate the girl child even as we bring men on board in helping getting the solutions to some of the issues that are ailing the development and the progress of the girl child in the society. Now, moving on to other matters, the government has been challenged to facilitate free treatment for persons suffering from mental health disorders. Mombasa Women Empowerment Network Chair Lady Amina Abdallah has said that mental illness remains the most neglected health problem in the country, with the high cost of treatment discouraging most patients from seeking help. Speaking during the celebrations to mark World Mental Health Day, Mombasa Women Empowerment Network Chairlady Amina Abdallah reiterated that mental illness remains the most neglected health problem in the country, with the stigma against the condition remaining high.
Ugonjwa huu wa akili naweza kusema ni ukiwa naye ndani ya nyumba inakuwa ni janga katika familia, kwa sababu ya yale mambo ambayo mwenye kuugua akili hufanya, kwa sababu mara nyingi hajielewi. Kwa hivyo katika familia inakuwa sasa ni uzito, hakuna mtu ambaye anataka kusumbuliwa pengine mchana kutwa kwa mambo ambayo hayaeleweki. Kwa hivyo inakuwa sasa afadhali ni muachilie, na kumwachilia sasa ndio makosa makubwa zaidi.
She said the socio-economic repercussions of untreated mental illnesses are devastating, challenging the national and county governments to make it easy for mentally sick people to access treatment in hospitals.
Changamoto ni kubwa bado, especially katika nchi yetu ya Kenya na hapa Coast, kwa sababu kwanza wagonjwa ni wengi, na la pili pia bado matibabu hayajakuwa bure, bado yanatibiwa tunalipa kama kawaida. Kwanza kwa upande ambao wanaugua akili, hospitali inalipiwa, si ya bure. Kwa hivyo bado kwa kwetu Mombasa County na Coast kwa jumla bado ni changamoto.
Abdallah, who runs a rehabilitation center for mentally health patients, says they are equipped with financial skills and issued with capital to start businesses upon recovery. Kenyans have been cautioned against discriminating people with mental problems amid calls for more awareness.
Ni kazi inayotaka moyo, ni kazi ya kujitolea, ni kazi ya kumjua Mungu. Kwa sababu vitendo na matendo wanayofanya watu hawa kwa mwenye roho nyepesi ama kwa mwenye moyo ambaye hakuamua kuwasaidia watu kama hawa, inakuwa ngumu kidogo.
And a section of Ganthungu residents in Tharaka ward of Kitui County has accused the local administration of colluding with land grabbers to evict them from their farms. The locals pinpointed two individuals who they allege are working closely with the local leaders to evict them from their ancestral land, adding that efforts to report the incident to the relevant administration has borne no fruits.
Residents of Kathungu area of Tharaka ward in Kitui County are living in fear following threats issued to them by alleged two land grabbers who they claim move around armed with bows and arrows. The residents accused the local administration of colluding with two individuals and some local leaders to ensure they vacate their ancestral land. Led by Stephen Kakusu, the local said efforts to report their grievances to the administration have been futile.
Sasa hata ukikilemu maneno yako isikiswi. Kama siku ya kesi tulitumiwa afisa wawili ya serikali, askari, wanatukandamisha shamba ikuwe ya Materenyaga na Kauge Ngosi. Na ukikataa ni kama usikilizwi.
Wanaendelea na kuwanyang'anya. Shinda kubwa ukienda huko, ukienda kulalamika, hawauchukuliwi hiyo malalamiko. Huyo chifu anaendelea na kukula pesa, na ukilalamika unaambiwa usiongee hapa maana hauna kitu.
Kakusu claimed the syndicate targets the anticipated land surveying process that is set to kick off in the area soon to grab the land.
Yao ni kama Serfine kuja wapate mashamba hapa ndani. Sasa ile ukora ilioko hata ukilalamika ni kama usikilizwi. Wakubwa ndio wanasikilizwa. Na kama ni kesi, sasa ile mnaendelea na kesi, wakubwa wanakuja anaingilia, ndio waamuzi. Unaitizwa wasee lakini wasee wafanyi kazi. Hao wakubwa ndio wanaamua.
Peter Nguli, a 77-year-old local, claims one of the land grabbers stated the farm was his and started erecting his own fence. Nguli reported the matter to the local leaders, but up to date he has received no response.
Hii sinda yote tunayo hapa ni ya masibu yetu. Ila sinda kabisa ni ya masibu yetu. Sababu yake tukienda juu ataenda juu. Halafu siku hizo tulikuwa hapa na kesi ya Chivu. Sabusibu alikuwa hapa. Siku hizo tulikuwa hapa na kesi ya Chivu. Sabusibu alikuwa hapa. Na Sabusibu hata anaenda mpaka kwa ndisia Kavinga akasema hiyo maneno yote tumemaliza. Hii naona zina yetu ni hiyo tu. Hii samba tunapokonywa tu kwa ajili ya masibu wetu.
The locals are now urging the government to address their plight as the local administration is only victimizing them.
Naomba serikali ya Kenya iendelee na kutusaidia, maana hapa naona ikiendelea hivyo kutakuwa na vifo vingi sana.
For Channel 1 News, I am Emily K. Badi.
All right, you can also engage us on social media at KBC Channel 1. In case you haven't liked our page, go ahead and do that. Plus, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at KBC Channel 1 so that you can be getting some of the stories and more that we compile right there on our online platform. Now, we want to focus on matters politics. Opinion remains divided over the recent directives issued by the National Security Council restricting public gatherings. While the directives have been embraced by those against early campaigns, some leaders have criticized the government for applying the law selectively.
A section of leaders allied to Deputy President have accused the government of applying double standards in the rule of law. Kericho Senator Aaron Cheriot says Kenyans should be allowed to move freely, irrespective of their political stand, days after DP's meeting was called off in Nyamira.
Wewe wachia William azunguke Kenya hii, asalimiane na wananchi, asikie shida zao, atatue ile anaweza. Msimfanyie kesi na hii sarakasi ambayo mnamletea. Kama mnasikia uchungu akipeana wheelbarrow, si nyinyi mpeane probox.
This as the Service Party of Kenya leader Mwangi Kionjuri called for the security apparatus to apply the new guidelines on political gatherings non-selectively and not to use it to punish leaders perceived to be anti-government.
Today, if you want to invoke the Public Orders Act, it should be invoked to all of us. It should be not a situation whereby other people will take advantage over it. Because I want to tell you today, this order will be followed by those in Tagatanga, but how will you ever know whether somebody in Kiereweke is having permit from the OCS? How do you tell us today that ODM meetings will be having the permission from the OCS or from the district commissioner? It means that this law can be applied in two ways.
Sentiments echoed separately by leaders from the larger Gusii region.
Tumeambiwa zile political rallies zimesimamishwa, ndio tunakubali zimesimamishwa, lakini huwezi kusimamisha mkutano wa rais, huwezi kusimamisha mkutano wa naibu wa rais.
Leaders in Malindi supporting the National Security Advisory Council directive say the move will stabilize the country.
Na siasa ya amani. Wale wakereketwa wote, wale wanaomba kura, maana hata mimi nitaziomba, lakini tunahitaji tufanye hayo kwa njia ya amani.
Ikiwa kila siku ni mikutano ya siasa kule, kutukanana, haya huyu hafai, ni wakati gani tutatengeza yale tulioahidi wananchi? Wananchi wanahitaji basari. Shule zikifunguliwa, si wanafunzi watataka pesa? Sasa la muhimu ni kuangalia sahihi, shule zikifunguliwa, wanafunzi watapata kitu gani cha kuendea shule?
These, as the director of Ahadi Kenya Trust, Stanley Kamau, say political rallies and early campaigns should be banned across the country.
If Ruto is to come here tomorrow, if we are going to stop his campaigns, we should do the same for any other person, regardless of whether he supports the government of the day or they do not. We should not do things discriminatory or to affect other people.
Central Region Economic Bloc Chairperson Francis Kimemia warning politicians against using the region to settle political scores at their own expense.
Sisi kama jamii ndio tunaudhika sana wakati kumekuwa na umwagikaji wa damu katika taifa letu, wakati ambapo siasa zinatafutwa za kutafuta viti. Hatutaki hilo jambo lifanyike tena katika taifa letu. Kwa hivyo niulize viongozi wote katika taifa, tutafute amani, tutafute maendeleo na tushirikiane tuwe kitu kimoja. Na vile cabinet ilisema, tuanze kwanza tufanye maendeleo, rais wetu aache wafanye kazi, magavana tuache tufanye kazi yetu, tuache siasa kwanza ya kutafuta viti, muda bado.
Hakuna kusameheana Kenya. Ruto na Mudavadi na Raila na Uhuru na Kalonzo wote wakae pamoja na wakubali kusukuma Kenya mbele. Tunaenda in an exercise in futility. Itakuwa tu wale wahubiri wako State House ni kukula na kukunywa na bahasha na waende nyumbani, maombi yao inagonga mwamba. Let us not be hypocritical, tuwe hypocrisy, tunafanya kazi ya hypocrisy. Mambo ya Mungu ni serious.
A Nairobi area governor Mike Sonko has criticized what it terms as the uncalled demolitions targeting people living in the city's informal settlements. Sonko was speaking while delivering goodies to a man whose house had been demolished in Kibra in a bid to reclaim the land by the Kenya Railways Corporation.
Wakianza kupiga wananchi, sisi kama wale watachukuliwa na wananchi, tutaongea. Hatutaogopa. Tutaongea na tutaongea ukweli bila matusi. Hii mambo lazima rais ikome. Kupiga kwa wananchi ovyo kama wanyama lazima ikome. Tunakwambia lazima ikome. Kwa heshima kuu na tunakuheshimu, hiyo mambo lazima ikome. Tukitaka kutoa wananchi, tufanye vile tulifanya Karandini. Tunawalipa, tunawaondoa. Serikali iko na pesa. Paka ile nyingine imeibiwa kwa na COVID billionaires. Serikali iko na pesa. Ile pesa imeibiwa inaweza saidia wananchi kuondoa, kuwajengea mahali nyingine, basi kuwapiga kinyama.
For Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
All right, away from political matters, we now want to let you know what happened on the final day of the national prayer. Now, messages of peace, cohesion, national unity and social justice dominated the prayer sermons during the third and final day of the national prayer weekend. Hundreds gathered in churches with religious leaders calling for concerted efforts in fighting the pandemic and graft. At the same time, they urged Kenyans to shun ethnic talk that is aimed at dividing the country along tribal lines. President Uhuru Kenyatta last week called on Kenyans to dedicate 3 days towards prayer at their respective places of worship.
The problems that are listeners, the corruption, and every other issue that needs to be addressed through prayer. We know that our God is able to intervene. People that prayed before us, God intervened and made their countries prosperous. To the timetable and the calendar of our constitution, elections are very far from today. We are also even not sure who will be arrived then and who will not be arrived. That we tone down the political statements and the political issues that are being spoken in this country. Let's seek development. Let's follow the president and let us stop all these issues that are bringing bloodshed. It is too early. There is no need for anybody to die.
Let's fast and pray. Fasting and prayer, not just praying. But prayer is vital. I don't believe there's need for us to differ so much, even unto death. Why do you differ like is unto death? We need to come together, all of us, bring back sanity into our lives and in the business world and also in the church world, and Kenya will prosper.
Is of utmost importance. It is very valuable at this time and at every other time. Let us maintain peace. Let us respect each other's opinion. And let us, as much as we are peaceful, let us also maintain peace to the other person, because once you are peaceful, then it's very easy for you to illuminate that peace to other people. Timothy, when he speaks to you, is asking that let nobody despise your youth. So even this time, let nobody despise your youth. Let nobody misuse your youth. Let nobody misuse your energy. Kindly use your energy to build yourself up. Do positive things. Do things that tomorrow you'll be proud of.
That's good explanation of what is mercy.
All right, and allow us to take a very short break right here on KBC Lunchtime News. We still have more we are bringing your way, and I'd like to appreciate Outer Ring Kido. You're watching us from Kakamega County. Do stay with us. We'll be bringing you more news right after this break.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Of course, yes. That's why I've been supporting you.
Is this supporting?
Hai, nakwambia kwa nini unataka kuregelea vitu lakini sinatumia Kiswahili mume wangu, huelewi?
Kwa hiyo mnaketi hapa na house girl, si ndio? Kwa hiyo ndio kazi huwa mnafanya?
Sasa wewe ni
hiyo ndio kazi huwa mnafanya?
Please, ndio tuongee.
Hebu acha kujiregelea. Mimi najua alikufuata ofisini. Lakini sasa swali ni nani amekupatia ruhusa ya kumsaidia? Na unajua vizuri sana mimi ndo nilikuwa na mamake na mimi ndo nilikuwa nifuatilia hizo story.
Yule kwa nini kwanza unakuja juu?
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Biola and Ramon made up. I'm so happy. Then I left with my dad and they left after that.
Why did you take a picture of me and Luisa and show it to Benito? What do you want?
That woman prepared some disgusting soup that she made me eat before leaving.
Away from her before I do something.
What are you going to do? Hurt me? Kill me?
I'm drinking again.
Yeah. And so what?
It's nothing. Nothing. Go ahead and keep drinking.
She is tattooed on my heart.
I wish I could be the one to help you, Ramon, but then only time will help you forget about her.
In love with Ramon.
We need this win, Wanjala. You have to win.
They are fearless, yet friendly.
I hope Paula machungu after ile game ya mwisho.
I'm allowed to be concerned about you, Wanjala. I'm your wife.
I will take good care of you. Fierce, yet fair.
Pa combo sasa. Pop. Poza kidogo. Pop pop.
Firm, yet faultless.
You embarrassed mom. All of us.
But it would be nice if someone would look out for me too.
You don't listen to me.
Because you always want to tell me how to...
Jemo unadu nini hapa?
You are embarrassing me.
Kona, Kenya's daily drama.
Taina train ya tona muhimu sana kwa life yangu. Kwa hivyo vile mimi nafanya hapa ni upuzi.
Naweza kukusaidia kujua ni akina nani?
Mimi siwezi chukua msaada kutoka kwa Saitani.
What is this?
It's a make or break chance.
Your fun, fabulous full team of Kona. Every fine weekday right here on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We are celebrating right here at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation after a correspondent, Joshua Chesire, tied the knot with his longtime partner, Irene Kibet, in a colorful ceremony held at the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church in Kabarnet, Baringo County. The two lovebirds exchanged their vows at the church in the presence of their family, friends, colleagues, and some local leaders.
After months of waiting, after the coronavirus pandemic disrupted their wedding, only a week to the actual date, the two lovebirds finally said, "Yes, I do," joined by family and friends. The two are declared husband and wife at Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church in Kabarnet.
I, Irene Jaruta Kibet, I promise to love you today, forever, and until death do us part.
I learn the meaning of patience. The payment is you. A beautiful, intelligent, God-fearing, my best friend, confident soul.
The culmination of the ceremony was at Kapropita Girls, where the bride and groom were received by family, friends, and leaders who joined in celebrating their holy union. Fellow journalists were present too to celebrate the new couple in town. From KBC, we wish Joshua and Irene a happy marriage. For Channel 1 News, I am Emily K. Bade.
All right, congratulations, Joshua and Irene. Joshua is part of the great team that ensures that we keep you informed on what is happening, not just in Nairobi, but even at the grassroots level in other parts of the country. We celebrate you and congratulations even as you enter the union of marriage. Now, moving on, residents of Kiambere Ward in Mbeere South, sub-county of Embu County, are appealing to the government to move with speed and provide them with water before school's resumption. The residents lamented that Kiambere Ward has been experiencing water shortage despite being home to 7 folk dams.
Set to reopen this Monday, water, which is a vital commodity, is still an issue affecting the Kiambere Ward in Mbeere South sub-county, with families having to fetch water as far as 30 kilometers away in the nearest river.
Tunahangaika na hata watoto wanaenda shule hawana maji ya kuoga hata kutoka nyumbani.
Wazazi wetu wako tayari kupeleka watoto shule, lakini tatizo ni kwamba ile mikakati imewekwa ya COVID, maji ni tatizo. Hiyo issue ya maji ikishughulikiwa tutakuwa sawa.
It's the same river where the children swim and animals drink from, bringing into question the issue of sanitation. The residents are now calling on the national and county governments to drill boreholes to schools or alternatively use water bowsers to provide water from Kiambere Dam to the schools. The residents also blamed Embu Water and Sanitation Company for failing to provide water since May this year.
Wanaleta maji tu wakati mvua imeanza, lakini tukiendelea hivyo hawaleti maji hata wakati wa kiangazi, maji hayaji.
Na ukienda kule juu kama upande wa Embu, Kiretile, unakuta maji. Sisi tunashiba hapa Kiambere, kuna nini?
Kwa hiyo muda yote kumekuwa na corona, hatujapata kesi ya coronavirus ni Kiambere Ward. But tukifungua mashule, walimu wengi wametoka area mbalimbali, wametumwa huku, wengine wametoka Mombasa, wametoka Nairobi, wametoka wapi, kila sehemu ya nchi ya Kenya. Na wakikuja hapa, mtu anaweza kuja na virus, aweze kuwa kusambaza katika shule zetu.
The residents are also calling on the government to provide enough textbooks, as they fear the pupils will still have to share the books and other equipment in the schools, something that puts them at risk of contracting the coronavirus. Social distancing may also be a challenge to them, as they say infrastructure isn't enough. Yusuf Farah, Channel 1 News.
And elsewhere, residents of Ololopangi in Narok South are set to access medical services closer home following the near completion of a dispensary. The dispensary is expected to be completed by December this year, ending the troubles patients have been forced to undergo to access medical facility. The residents have been forced to seek treatment at Ololunga Hospital, which is nearly 60 kilometers away. Agnes Namalati, an Ogiek community leader, says the project will help unite the Kipsigis and Maasai communities who have often clashed.
Tunapomaliza mradi huu, ni maombi yetu ya kwamba itatumika.
Tuache kitu inaitwa vita. Vita ni ya aibu na vita ni ya sheitani, sio ya Mungu. Vile Mungu ametuunganisha, sheitani hapendi. Nataka tukisema kila mtu ajue hii vita mna piga nduru saa yoyote, hakuna maendeleo. Leo tumefika hapa kwa sababu Mungu ameshika hiyo nduru.
Hii ni wakati wa kushikana pamoja na tuone mbele. Tumekuwa na shida sana area hii. Na tukianza kupigana na maneno na nini, hatutaenda mahali.
It's now time for us to focus on some sports news. Hurricane could miss England's Nations League game against Belgium tonight because of a muscle injury picked up in training yesterday. Everton's informed striker Calvert-Lewin is expected to keep his place in the side should Kane sit out the clash at Wembley. Chelsea's Ben Chilwell has been ruled out after his arrival to the squad was delayed further with a non-COVID-19 related illness.
Calvert-Lewin continued his impressive start to the season by scoring on his debut against Wales in a friendly match played on Thursday. His impressive performance following a fantastic start to the season that has seen the 23-year-old score 9 goals for Everton, including 2 domestic hat-tricks against West Bromwich Albion and West Ham United. Hurricane's injury scare coming 9 months after tearing his hamstring while playing for Tottenham Hotspur, an injury that would have forced him to sit out Euro 2020 had it not been for the suspension of the tournament. Meanwhile, Gareth Southgate is set to hand Manchester City defender Kyle Walker his 50th England cap. Manchester United duo Harry Maguire and Marcus Rashford, Tottenham's Eric Dyer and Liverpool pair of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson are also expected to be included in tonight's match. West Ham's Declan Rice is also expected to be handed a start. On the other hand, Belgium are confident that defender Jan van Toggen will be able to line up despite a broken cheekbone suffered 3 weeks ago. Belgium has a goalkeeping crisis after Thibaut Courtois was ruled out with a hip injury, with former Liverpool stopper Simon Mignolet expected to start in between the posts. In last night's matches, Spain beat Switzerland 1-0 while Germany were 2-1 winners away to Ukraine.
All right, on that sporty note, we've come to the end of our broadcast. Of course, this could not have been possible without you. We appreciate you for creating time to catch the latest on KBC Channel 1. I'd like to appreciate Stanley Rashid. You have been watching us from Kitengela. And of course, Nyariki Edwin, you have been following live from Southhor, Kenya. Thank you so much. We appreciate Robai Wasike. You're watching us from Nairobi. And of course, Janet Juma, you're watching us from Feather Estate in Nairobi. And I would also like to appreciate Kevin Otieno from Homa Bay County. Thank you so much for your comment and compliment. And we appreciate one Mercy Chepleting from Nandi County. And of course, I'd like just to finally thank one Mr. Hasim Yusuf watching us from Mombasa. We appreciate you. And of course, we encourage you to continue keeping us company online. We'll be giving you the latest developments even as we continue throughout the day. Now we've come to the end of our broadcast. Thank you so much. Our sign language interpreter has been Byron Abuli. My name is Serfine Achieng Ouma. Have a lovely afternoon.